So you're officially welcomed to this webinar presentation on the University of Konstanz. My name is Eric Lamb. I am the International Editor at the Communications and Marketing Department at the University of Konstanz. I'm also a former student here at the university. I came here in 2013 to complete my master's degree in politics and public administration. And I enjoyed it so much here in Konstanz that I decided to stay, and here I am. On behalf of my colleagues at the International Office and at the Central Student Advisory Service, I'd like to thank you for joining us today and for taking interest in the University of Konstanz. Before we get started, I'd like to provide you a basic overview of some important information resources that you can use in addition to this presentation. First, we have redesigned and relaunched our university website. Most of our information is available in both German and English, so please feel free to discover our website and any information that you require by clicking at the top right of the website, or over here, on the globe, and clicking English as the language. Secondly, please also take a look at our incoming student guide for the study year 2017-2018. This will provide you with more detailed information about our study programs as well as our departments. The keyword here is incoming student guide. Finally, to help us answer any general questions that you may have about the University of Konstanz, I would like to introduce my colleague to you. His name is Gerrit Strobel, and he's from the Central Student Advisory Service of the University of Konstanz. Hi, Gert. Thank you for joining us.
Hi everyone.
He will be assisting us with answering questions in the chat during the presentation, as well as answering important questions at the end of the presentation, after I have concluded my portion of this webinar. For those of you interested in seeing some very colorful impressions of life and study in Konstanz, please stay tuned after my part of the presentation. We'll be showing you a short slideshow of some color photos demonstrating what life is like here in Konstanz. So without further ado, let's get started with our webinar presentation. The University of Konstanz is both a young university and a reform university. Not even 2 years ago, we celebrated the university's 50-year anniversary. The university was founded in 1966, which makes us a little more than 50 years old now. The actual construction phase of the campus didn't complete until 1972, so the campus of the University of Konstanz is younger than 50 years. It's more around 46 years old. A third important time frame I'd like to point out to you at this point, and which I will further elaborate later on in the presentation, is the years 2006-2007. Those are crucial years for our university because we've been successful in the German Excellence Initiative since then. So for the past 11 years, the University of Konstanz has been one of Germany's elite universities of excellence. And like I said, more will follow on the Excellence Initiative as well as the follow-up program, the German Excellence Strategy. So the university is a young university, but what makes our university a reform university? Our university was actually founded as a reform university in 1966, as a new model for a university. It was conceived at the time very different from most other German universities as a campus university, which means the university is located on one site, and in this case, most buildings are interconnected, which provides both working space and space for interaction between students, faculty, and researchers. This space, together with short distances to walk, encourages interdisciplinarity in research, teaching, as well as studying. Additionally, departments were used in this model instead of institutions. This encourages flat hierarchies, which minimizes layers of bureaucracy and management. Two other important characteristics I'd like to point out to you here are strict performance-based internal funding allocations, which means that funding is allocated on a competitive basis, and this encourages results and outcomes at the University of Konstanz. A second characteristic is the easily accessible centralized research, study, and administrative support services, all located here on this campus. What does studying in Konstanz mean? From personal experience, I can tell you a few things about what studying means in Konstanz. First, you will be taking part in excellent teaching and research at the University of Konstanz. You will be a part of a student body of roughly 12,000 students from more than 90 countries. You can choose from more than 100 study programs when coming to the University of Konstanz, and these study programs are located in 13 departments, which are in turn located in 3 faculties. And these faculties are the humanities, the sciences, which includes mathematics and the natural sciences, and the third faculty is law, economics, and politics and public administration. Studying in Konstanz means that you will be able to take part in interdisciplinary study programs, and you can take part in over 350 exchange programs with universities around the world. It also means that you will have close ties to both research and teaching as a student, with optimal student to staff ratios, and you will be able to have ideal studying and working conditions while having access to excellent service facilities. So you'll not only be studying at an excellent elite university, but you'll be also at a campus university located between the lakeside and the mountaintops. And yes, the university is literally located on the shores of Lake Constance, as you can see in this picture, with view of the European mountain ranges. Here's a bird's eye view of our university. It is located within minutes walk of the shores of Lake Constance. And here you also can identify the Minot Island in the top right. It's the flower island here bordering Constance. The campus is located on a hill. It is surrounded by forest and green meadows. And you are literally minutes away from the sports facilities, which is located in the small town of Eck on the shore of Lake Constance. On a sunny and clear day in the spring or summertime, you can sit in the university's canteen and enjoy the green views of the meadows and the forests, the blue of the water of Lake Constance, and the colorful flower beds on the Minot Island, all in one view at the same time. So what does the city of Constance have to offer you? If you were to study in Constance, you would become one of around 86,000 inhabitants of Constance. If you add the Swiss town of Kreuzlingen to that number, it increases to around 110,000 population. And on Saturdays, holidays, and in the summer, this number increases by thousands, because Constance is a city where people like to come for a vacation and to go shopping and to enjoy entertainment options. Especially the Swiss like to come here and enjoy those things. It's not easy to get bored in Constance. You have access to many cultural, entertainment, shopping, leisure activities, which includes theaters, bars, dancing, and sports clubs. You have access to volunteer organizations, as well as plenty of restaurants. If you were to live in Constance, you would enjoy a very high standard of living. It's not only safe, but it's also very clean in Constance. In fact, the lake is so fresh, the lake water is so fresh and so clean that the fish don't grow to be very large because they can't get enough food out of the clean water. Furthermore, getting around Constance and the region is very easy. Not only do you have an excellent bus service locally and nationally with long-term bus routes, but it's easy to walk to places. But if you're not a big walker, you can find a bike and reach most locations, like the university, from the historic town center in about 15 minutes. The bus also takes you from most locations around the area to the university. From the historic downtown center, it's about a 15 to 20 minute bus ride. So you have plenty of options in terms of transportation. And if you are an avid hiker or skier in the wintertime, the European Alps are also near Constance. It's a little further away. It's about an hour and a half by car or by bus. And you'll be crossing into our neighboring country of Switzerland to reach those Alps. Just to give you an idea of how international Constance is, if you look at the very center of this map, you'll see the dot. That is where we are currently located. That is Constance, or the University of Konstanz. And you are bordered near 3 countries. We are right on the border of Switzerland. Austria is a little bit further to the east, also bordering Lake Constance. Liechtenstein is a short drive away. And if you cross the Alps, you can reach Italy to the south. France is accessible to the west. And if you take a flight from Zurich Airport or from Stuttgart, Munich, you can reach many other nearby international locations such as Vienna in Austria, Rome, Italy, London, and Great Britain. I've also taken the long-distance bus to several locations, including Prague, including Munich. I've also taken a bus to the Netherlands from Constance. Here are a couple of impressions of what Constance looks like in black and white. Like I said earlier, color photos await you at the end of the presentation. Most of the photos that you see here on the slide are depicting the city of Constance. The only exception is top right. That is the castle on our beautiful flower island, Mainau. You'll notice from the bird's eye view bottom right that Constance is connected to the mainland from the Swiss side by several bridges. You also see the lake harbor of Constance to your left 2 pictures. And the center picture top is our beautiful cathedral, which is in the historic downtown area of Constance. To give you more detailed information about what life is like in Constance, I'd like to refer you to a very important website. This website is Studying Without Borders. See the link below at the bottom of the slide. This site provides you with very helpful information about what it's like to live and work in Constance, about shopping and leisure activities, and about cultural events such as our legendary carnival season here in southern Germany. Here are a couple of impressions, specifically of carnival season. The top 2 pictures were taken at the university. Every February, the jesters, or the fools, as they are, is the literal translation of the word Narren. They invade the university, and the university basically shuts down for the day, and party time here in Constance. Even the rector takes part in the festivities and sings songs and recites poems. The rector is top right in the dark suit. Here you can see our campus. These buildings are all interconnected with a few exceptions. These include the Kinderhaus, bottom right, that's the KH designation, and the W building, top left. Most other areas of the university are interconnected. You will never leave the building to access all areas. In fact, if you access the university from the main entry area, which is Area A, you can reach most parts of the university in 10 to 15 minutes. We are currently located between A and B in our university library. So our university is defined by very clear structures, short distances to walk between different areas, and centralized service providers, most of which are provided in the AB area of the university. Here are a few facts and figures about the University of Konstanz. First of all, again, you are considering to be a part of a student body that is about 11,500 students strong. The majority of those students are female, by almost 10%. Our international students are comprised of about 13% of the student population. In regards to study programs, a couple of facts. All in all, we are offering 31 master's programs, of which 19 are international. We also have bachelor programs for those interested in bachelor study at the University of Konstanz, 27 major and 18 minor programs. In addition to that, we have 33 bachelor and master programs in education, 1 state examination in law, as well as 26 structured doctoral programs. But you can carry out your doctoral studies in all departments at the university. The University of Konstanz is well connected around Europe and the world. Overall, students can choose from approximately 350 study programs around the world, exchange programs, that is. Of those 350, 230 are Erasmus partner exchange programs with universities in Europe. Around 77 are university and subject-specific partnerships, and around 32 are student exchange programs overseas. If you are interested in a double degree program at the University of Konstanz, a double degree is a degree where you study at 2 different universities through parallel or alternating studies, then I would like to encourage you to look up double degree University of Konstanz. There are several options for you in this regard. Here, a brief overview of our faculties and departments at the University of Konstanz. There's 3 faculties and 13 departments. I myself studied politics and public administrations at the bottom. Maybe you can find 1 or 2 programs or departments that you could see yourself studying at. As I promised before, I would like to get back to the topic of the German Excellence Initiative very briefly. Since 2007, our university has been a successful university in the German Excellence Initiative. You are currently considering studying at one of Germany's elite universities of excellence. What is this Excellence Initiative, you ask? Well, it's a funding program in Germany that started in 2006 that is providing a funding in total of 4.6 billion euros to select universities in Germany. Its aim is to strengthen Germany as a research location in both Europe and the world. And funding is awarded to universities, or has been awarded to universities, after a rigorous application process for participation in 3 major funding lines. And these funding lines, you can see on this slide, are the clusters of excellence, the institutional strategy, as well as graduate schools, where we have 2 settled here at the University of Konstanz. Now, for the follow-up program, which is the German Excellence Strategy, we submitted 4 cluster proposals, 3 of which have been accepted, made it to the next round of the application process, and we will find out in September of this year how many of our clusters will be considered for the German Excellence Strategy. And then next year, July 2019, we will find out whether or not we will continue to be a German Excellence University. In regards to rankings, I have an interesting ranking here for you. About 2 years ago, we were ranked 7th in the world and 1st in Germany in regard to the Times Higher Educational ranking the 150, which makes us a top-notch young university, not just in Germany, but around the world. Now I'd like to briefly discuss tuition fees at the University of Konstanz for those students coming from outside the EU, the European Union. You will be paying 1,500 euros per semester in tuition fees, and it's very important that we tell you why. These tuition fees will be used to fund international services or support service for international students at the university and secure long-term financing of university education in Baden-Württemberg. And some of these support services are provided specifically here at the university through our international office. And they are our experts in providing support in regards to residence permits, finding accommodation. The international office provides excellent orientation programs for students who arrive in Constance. They provide language courses, buddy programs, a check-in office, as well as a good selection of excursions and get-togethers, which I have personally taken part of when I first arrived here in 2013. Some other important service providers besides the international office I've listed for you on this slide, and I'll briefly talk about each one. So first of all, I would highlight our departmental study program coordinators to you. They are our experts and specialists, advisors regarding your choice of study program at the University of Konstanz. As Garrett can tell you personally, our Central Student Advisory Service, they provide more general assistance to help select study interests. They help you apply to the university. They help you finance your studies. They provide information to help finance your studies, as well as information on whether you want to start working after achieving your degree or if you want to continue studying after achieving your degree. Our Student Service Center is a one-stop shop service provider and first point of contact where you will receive answers and assistance with all study-related formalities. My colleagues at the Career Service are very important. They'll help you with your internship and job search in Constance and abroad. They help you with such things as completing your applications, for preparing for your job interviews and assessment centers, as well as answer any questions about working abroad. The International Office, as I just mentioned, they are responsible for assisting international incoming students to prepare for living and studying in Constance, as well as outgoing students who are going to go study abroad. Our Zeitzeit student services are our partners here at the university. They are important for providing accommodations to students, as well as running our food services, which includes our canteen and our two cafes at the university. They help counsel students regarding study financing and are an important job provider here at the university for part-time student jobs. Furthermore, they run a counseling center for students in difficult life situations and provide daycare facilities with students with children. The Binational School of Education, they control, coordinate, and develop all areas of teacher education at the University of Konstanz, and they collaborate with external partners who help prepare future teachers for their careers in education. My colleagues at the Writing Center, they assist students and lecturers in developing and improving student writing skills at the University of Konstanz. They will help you acclimate to the German writing system and writing expectations, very important. And finally, our Language Institute, they offer students courses in 18 foreign languages, and international students can study German language at all levels. One more crucial service provider at our university is our prize-winning library, which has recently been renovated. It's open 24 hours, weekends included. It provides 2 million media items and has extensive work and study space, a very modern study space. And one of the two cafes located at the University of Konstanz is located in our library. I want to get back to our career service very briefly. For students who come to the University of Konstanz, many hope to continue to stay and work in Germany or in Europe, and this is where our career service specialists come into play. They help students to find internships and jobs. Some of the things they provide assistance with include helping decide whether you should enter the job market or continue your studies maybe as either a master's student or a doctoral candidate. They assist you with career planning, creating a professional profile, internship and job searches, as well as working in Germany and abroad. Something the University of Konstanz takes very seriously is the advancement of its junior researchers. University of Konstanz is a research university and therefore has a very strong focus on research. Some of the things that it provides are structures and procedures for doctoral candidates, and these include a university-wide doctoral and postdoctoral regulations, a tenure track junior professorship, an official code of practice, as well as status as an independent young researcher from Constance. In total, there are 26 structured programs for doctoral students, but like I said earlier, you can also study at any department to carry out your doctoral research. An important institution that I'd like to highlight here is our Zukunftskolleg. This is an institution for postdoctoral studies. It provides international junior researchers a promising research career. It's an institute of advanced study at our university and has thus far awarded 99 fellowships to postdoctoral students, and many previous alumni are now professors in Germany and abroad. In terms of support of our junior researchers have access to our academic staff development services and staff, and postdocs can apply for research funding through our Young Scholar Fund. Additionally, international researchers have support from colleagues at the Welcome Center, and they specialize in assisting them in having a smooth transition to living and studying in Constance. Finally, those researchers with families, they receive excellent support from our university, and this brings me to my next slide. We are a certified family university. In fact, the Hertie Foundation has certified us twice since 2006 as a family-friendly university. In addition to this certification, we have a gender codex, and this gender codex provides the university not only with gender equality standards for all students, lecturers, and staff, but it also supports students, lecturers, and staff members with their families. Special highlights that I'd like to talk about here are our Kinderhaus and our Kinderzimmer. The Kinderhaus provides long-term childcare for up to 140 students, children from the ages of 6 months to 10 years, while the Kinderzimmer provides short-term care to children between the ages of 6 months and 3 years. And these services are available to both students and researchers. These last few slides I would like to use to talk to you about what life is like in Constance, so campus life as well as extracurricular sports life. At the University of Konstanz, you can join several organizations. These include the big band, the choir, the orchestra, and the theater. Those are the artistic clubs, so to speak, at the university. Beyond that, we are a university that focuses on providing physical activities for our students and co-workers. We have several sports programs that are accessible to students and co-workers. Some of these include the Uni Event program, the Uni Fit, the Uni Nature, which provides excursions into surrounding regions, including the mountains, as well as Lake Constance, of course. I've taken part myself in Uni Sport. I've taken courses in ping pong, table tennis. I've taken a course in featherball. I've taken also a bunch of soccer opportunities. So there's plenty of options for students seeking to balance their studies with healthy activities. I can highly recommend it. Here are some examples of courses that are offered through our University Physical Fitness program. Again, mountain sports are available for those interested in going to the Alps, both in the summertime and in the wintertime. There's a water sports facility about a 5 to 10 minute walk from the university, right on the lake. There you can take part in canoeing, kayaking. You can go swimming and do stand-up paddle boarding, for example. Beyond that, we now have a football team at the University of Konstanz. They'll be starting to play this spring. It's an organized football, American football that is, I'm sorry. They are called the Constance Pirates. Like I said before, table tennis is available, including some individual sport activities such as cycling or boxing. There's also dancing available here at the University of Konstanz. And this brings me to the end of my presentation. At this point, I would like to remind you that we have a full week of webinar sessions available for you, continuing at 1400 with my colleague Alexandra Frush from the International Office. Please don't refrain or hesitate of asking your questions during those presentations. If your questions should not be answered during a particular webinar session, don't hesitate to contact any departmental advisors in the specific department where you're looking at studying. And at this point, if you had asked any questions during my presentation that can be answered by either me or by colleague Gerd Strobel, we'd like to do so. At this point, I'd also like to remind you we are going to show you a short slideshow of pictures from both the City of Constance and the University of Constance. Should there be any questions, we'll let that slideshow play during this time. Thank you for your attention. I hope you learned a few things about the University and our City of Constance, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you.